What's up, everybody? I'm late, right? I'm probably pretty late. Don't give a damn. Don't give a damn that I'm late. But what's up, man? Roadblock. WWE Roadblock. Question. House show network special. I don't freaking know what the heck this thing was, but I do want to say that I actually enjoyed it. I want to say top to bottom, I enjoyed it. Of course, there's going to be the matches that it has in there that you'd be like, but for the most part, I was on board with a lot of this show. And it really makes me wonder, why is it so hard to just get good shows when it comes to WWE? I'll never understand why it's like this, but it's crazy. A lot of people were saying that Triple H just had his hands all over this pay-per-view. And they were saying it from the start. Ever since I want to say the NXT Tag Championship match went on, which I'm going to get into. I really just enjoyed this card. Now, I'm going to look over the matches right quick to see which ones I didn't necessarily care for so that you guys could have a heads up on, what I'm going to typically no-sell. So, in the meantime, thank you guys for all coming through, hanging out with me, hitting this review up with me. And let me take a little swig of the good old Powerade, and we're going to get started. Okay, that wasn't a swig. That was a full-blown drink. All right. Matches that you guys are going to know that I'm going to no-sell, kind of, almost. Sami Zayn and Stardust. I'll tell you why I didn't care. Jericho and Swagger. Cared more about the build-up than the match. Well, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna no-sell any of these matches because, in a way, I could talk about each of these matches. So I'll start with the top of the card and I'll work my way down because this whole Dean Ambrose thing, at this point, WWE is just digging themselves a ditch right now. And I hope they got the answers. I hope they got the way out when it comes to Dean. So let's start with New Day versus League of Nations. So for a while now, we were wondering, or at least I was wondering, what's New Day gonna do once they get rid of or once they get finished with AJ Styles and Jericho? You know, there's nobody else for them to go against. Now on social media, they've been playing up, getting a feud going with League of Nations, but it was never hinted at on TV. Now I don't know about SmackDown because I catch SmackDown every once in a blue. Like the only time I catch SmackDown is when something crazy happens and somebody sends me a link like, yo, why is it you gotta watch? And then I'll go check it out. But before then, I forget that SmackDown is on 99.9. I still think it comes on Thursdays. Well, what date is it? Is it Thursday? I don't even know when SmackDown comes on. So if they've done anything with New Day and League of Nations on SmackDown, I missed it. But WWE, for some reason, doesn't really play these things up. So them having this match, if you don't follow either of them on social media, you're wondering why is this match even happening? So New Day comes out and they're celebrating the new Bootios. We got Bootios. Bootios is lovely, and I mean they really played it up. And I'm just watching this, and I'm like, man, I'm really proud of New Day because they legit turned chicken shit into chicken salad. Like it was with WWE, the idea that either Vince or Kevin Dunn or whoever decided to put them in this situation from the start. Whoever had this idea and whatever that plan was in their head, they really flipped it and turned that into something great. And now they got their own series. They got Bootios. They got Bootios, man. That's crazy. And you just look at that and it's like, that's some next level marketing right there. And they were doing a whole lot of marketing during this match with the Bootios. Even gave you a reason on why your kid should have Bootios. You don't want your kid to grow up to be like, well, they didn't have anything for Rusev, but you don't want your kid to grow up to be like freaking Sheamus or Wade Barrett or Who's the other guy that's with them? I know there's another one. Who's the other guy that's with them? Oh, Del Rio. Now, man, he didn't have anything for Rusev. But hey, something's telling me that WWE is still protecting Rusev a little bit. I don't know why I get that feeling. I feel like WWE is still protecting him in some way. I'm going to have to see a little bit more of it to really sink my teeth in on how they're doing this. But something is telling me that they have just been, they haven't given up on him. He's just in a lull period, but they're not jobbing him out too much. They're not making him into too much of a nobody. He's not a Wade Barrett. They still make him look strong. But this match, I enjoyed this match. And it was one of those matches where you're looking at it and you're like, oh my goodness, is New Day gonna lose? There's no way New Day loses on this. No, it's a special. Come on, no. And it was a nice back and forth action. But down that stretch, man, League of Nations had him, and I'm just sitting here like, oh my God. By the way, completely working as faces in this match. From the time they came out, working as faces, commentary is selling them as faces. But again, here we go with WWE having someone or a team turn face or heel, and we don't see how it or why it happens. Now, this is something that happened for us organically months ago. New Day has been faces months ago. Genuinely faces months ago. Months. I mean, probably from the first time they won the tag champions, they were baby faces to us. But to WWE, they were still booked as heels. So commentary was actually putting them over as baby faces here. And they were working that babyface style, working the crowd, working hot tags and whatnot. And it's like, man, they really going all the way with this. And it makes you wonder now really, who can take the titles off of these guys? Because I was thinking, all right, maybe you do something with them and Enzo and Kaz after WrestleMania. But now I can't see that happening since they're now faces. If they were still heels, okay. But they're faces. So how do we get that? But nonetheless, these guys were really bringing it to New Day down the stretch. And we get that spot where, you think that Big E's just going to hit that big ending, take control of the match, hit that big ending. They got out of that. Kofi, I don't know what was going on. He was coming off the top rope to interfere here. And instead of I don't know what he was trying to do, if he was trying to jump over Wade Barrett and do some type of somersault, just roll up. So I don't know what he was doing, but he kind of landed awkwardly, just catching his head, and then he just rolled out. I don't know if it was a botch or what, but it looked pretty bad. They take advantage of it. And eventually Xavier Woods gets up on the apron, distraction, big ending. There you go. End of the match. So I really don't know what's next for these guys. I really don't know. One day I am still holding hope that we'll get New Day versus the Elite being the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. They are pushing hard for that match. And I would love to. That would be entertainment to the umpteenth degree. That would be the most entertaining thing that will probably happen this decade. That would be insanely entertaining. Oh my God, it would be great. So after that match, we got Jericho versus Jack Swagger. Now, this whole thing started with Jericho addressing the Canadian crowd, telling them about, no, you guys only want to cheer for AJ. You guys don't want to cheer for me. So fuck you guys. Calling Canadians stupid. And here's the reason why I moved out of Canada and yada, yada, yada. And you would expect that there would be a Canadian that would come out there and challenge him because he's talking shit to Canada about Canada in Canada. And it's like, why does an American sympathist come out? Like, why do we get Jack Swagger? Like, what? How do you pop that? Like, how? What? That doesn't make sense. His whole thing is about shitting on Canada, so you bring out an American. All right, WWE. All right, cool. Fair enough. Was that supposed to get Jack Swagger a big pop? I mean, Jack Swagger's always going to get this we to people. And I wish that I'm a fan of Jack Swagger. I've been a fan of Jack Swagger ever since he got with Cesaro. And I really started paying attention to what Swagger could do. Swagger is a good wrestler. He is. And the issue with him is he has no personality. He's not good on the mic. But if you get him with a guy like Zeb, they're perfect together. And they were perfect together. I mean, this time has passed, so what can you do? As for the match, to me, I enjoyed the match. I thought it was a pretty good match. This is something that we will see on. If this was on Raw, this match would have went all of about 2.5 minutes. Here we got, how long did we get? We got almost 8 minutes on this match, so we got good time on it. And it was just good. Jericho on the way. Well, Jericho wins with the walls. A lot of counter wrestling in this, some chain wrestling as well. On the way back up the apron or up the ring aisle, Jericho looks and sees a fan has a sign that says "Get Well, Brett" with a big ass heart on it. Jericho just takes the sign and rips it all in one motion, like, yo, and never looked at the fan. He never looked. I don't even know how he saw the sign because he's just walking straight, grabs the sign, like just reached to the side, grabbed the sign, ripped it, and kept walking. Never made eye contact with this fan. I'm like, yo, this dude Jericho, bro. This dude Jericho is so clean. He's so clean. Up next, my boys came out. My guys, the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder against Enzo and Cass. Let me take a sip. So here's the thing. I don't dislike Enzo and Cass. I'm okay with Enzo and Cass. But this is one of those things where I don't understand why people ever thought they were going to ever, in any of their matches, beat Dawson and Wilder. I don't see how that, the timing was never right. And some people could say the Brooklyn because they were in Brooklyn and they're from around it. No. These guys just got the titles. They're hot. You keep the heat on them. And the spotlight was never for Enzo and Cass because at that same time, at that Brooklyn show was going on, the hottest tag team was Jason Gable. Well, look, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. That was the hot team. So how do you put it on Enzo and Cass when this other team is hot? So you build up that team to get them momentum, keep their momentum going, get them wins. And then at the same time, you have Wilder and Dawson over here who are the champions and are pretty much unstoppable because they take a guy out, ring psychology, work a body part, great storytelling, old-fashioned kick your ass. They know how to, they know how to back down. They know how to be cowardly heels. They know how to do it all. This team is perfect. This team absolutely gets it. So I never saw a chance in which Kaz and Enzo could win the title. They were nothing more than just a team that could get sympathy that these heels can beat so that the heels could get more heat. I never, ever saw an opportunity in which Kaz and Enzo could win a match against them. I never saw one. Never. So, you had that Brooklyn match. You got the match in London. Oh no, they didn't have the match in Brooklyn. That's just when people were saying that they should have been. I'm sorry, they didn't have the match in Brooklyn. They had some 18-man match or some shit. But people were saying that that's when they should have had them in that title match and they should have won it there. But you had the match in London. No, not winning that. You had another match on NXT. Then you have this match here. No. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. This team, and also this team was also flirting with moving up to the main roster. So there was always that they had to worry about. They were on call, but they weren't getting the call. So how do you put the title on them when they're so close to going up to the main roster? It's kind of hard. It's damn near impossible for you to do it. So I'm not saying that they're a bad tag team. I'm not saying I don't like them, because I do. But the writing is on the wall. They weren't going to be anything in the NXT. And then once they get to the main roster and Vince gets his hands on them, they'll be a good novelty act to begin with. After about 4 months, we know how that story ends. We know how that stuff. So I'm not getting my hopes up when it comes to Enzo and Cass. I'm not doing it. I'm not investing myself into them, because I already know how the story ends. And you guys should know how the story ends too. So why get invested? It's just like getting invested in Ziggler back when you thought Ziggler was going to be a hot thing. And now we see where he is. Just don't. Just don't. Just don't. You can like them, but you also got to be knowledgeable about how WWE is going to treat these guys. They're not going to give them shit. They might even get a title. They might get a title run. But I promise you, after 4 months of them being on the main roster, there'll be nothing. So I'm not going to invest myself in it. And if they do become something, I'll eat crow. I'll eat crow. If anybody remembers the last time I ate crow, I'll eat crow again. All right. As for the match, very, very smart match. Very good fire from Enzo and Cass. Great babyface reaction. Great baby. It was good. It was good because they both got their equal share of offense. They both got their equal share of time to tell their own story. Babyface is starting off with all the heat, getting the crowd behind him, dominating the match. You got I gotta call him the Revivalist. That name sucks. Gotta get them. The Mechanics is much better. I'm gonna call them Mechanics. You got these guys retreating, backing off, being cowardly, getting behind. What's that girl named? Carmella, getting behind her. Shatter Machine catches Sad. He got the Shatter Machine outside. That was so clean. It was just I fucking love this tag team. And when they get to the main roster, they ain't gonna be shit either. So I'm just gonna enjoy them while they're in NXT. So don't mind me because I'm gloating over here because of these guys. And don't forget, they will lose the titles to Jordan and Gable at the next TakeOver Dallas. They're definitely gonna lose there. But again, I just like their style of work. Cut off the ring on you. Use the referee to your advantage. Work a body part. Help the faces get the sympathy from the crowd. They know how to get heat. It's just everything about this match in particular. This match, let me look. If it wasn't for Triple H and Dean Ambrose, I would say this match was the best match on the card. Just from a logical storytelling standpoint. Everything about this match was perfect. It was flawless. Absolutely flawless. And then that Shatter Machine from the top rope. Are you kidding me? Yo, they hit that Shatter Machine in about 4 different waves. I've seen them hit this Shatter Machine. This one looked like it could just probably break your damn jaw. I believe it was Dash Wilder coming off the top rope. Because I thought they were going to go for the Doomsday device, the way that Dawson was holding them up. I thought they were going to go for the Doomsday device, which is Legion of Doom's off the top rope clothesline move. So he's holding them up there, and as he's coming down, he grabs his face and just, if you don't know what the Shatter Machine is, it's pretty much just a code breaker off the top rope as the other guy is holding you up. It's just dangerous. So good finish to a good match. And, you got Cass in there selling while Enzo is just looking like, fuck. just fuck. They just can't beat these guys. Up next, Charlotte versus Natalya. And before this match happened, we had like a little promo backstage that I really didn't care about. Natalya saying, I'm going to dedicate this match to my Uncle Brett. And immediately Osiris says on Twitter, like, no, don't do that. Don't go dedicating no L to Bret Hart. You ain't going to sit here and dedicate this L to him. I'm just laughing. Because we all know she's about to take this L. But I immediately said, I hope the crowd pops for this match because I know that this match is going to be great. I knew, and to me, I felt as though this match was great. This was a great match. And it's a shame. It's a crime that we can't get this Natalya in matches like this on the main roster, on TV, on any TV. Hell, we can't even get her on TV. And it's a shame because she shows you anytime you put her in a high profile match or a match where she shows herself, she's the best. Well, let me not say that. I got to take that back because she does have an issue with selling. She does have an issue with selling. So I'm going to take that back and say she's one of the best. When it comes to ring work, she's there. When it comes to selling, I don't know. But that's not the reason they're keeping her off of TV. I don't know what the real reason is. Apparently she's too wrestlery, but this match was just such a good match for me. Let me take a look. I'm over here completely no selling the chat. I'm just going on a tangent here on this show, trying to blow through it a little bit. As I watch Seth Rollins versus Jinder Mahal on NXT for the NXT title. That's on the network right now, in case you guys were wondering. So, one question. The figure 4 leg lock. So, we're down the final stretch of the match, right? And Charlotte tries to go for her figure 8. So Natalya's blocking the figure 8 so that she can't get the whole thing in, can't, pick her body up. But even though she's blocking the figure 8, she's still in the figure 4. All right? So if you're in the figure 4, why isn't Natalya selling it as if she's in the figure 4? The figure 4 still hurts. Trust me, I've put people in it. People put me in it. That shit hurts. Why is she no-selling the figure 4? Charlotte was selling the figure 4 as if she was the one in the figure 4. That confused the fuck out of me. Why was Charlotte selling and Natalya wasn't? It's still the figure 4. And then Charlotte just reached over and smacked the shit out of her. And that's when she started selling. Then Charlotte gets outside, still has her in the figure 4, right on the apron. And Natalya, with her weird selling, crying like, somebody's standing on her stomach or some shit. I don't know. It was weird. Natalya's selling is so weird to me. But it was selling nonetheless, I guess. But the match itself was an awesome match. Definitely something that you should go back and watch if you didn't see it. Or if you did see it, hell, go back and watch the shit again. It was just a good match. Charlotte, I keep saying it, Charlotte working as a heel, it's just natural for her. It's absolutely natural for her. Okay, hope you guys didn't hear that. I had to blow my nose. Yeah, I don't want to say anything more about this match because then I'll start talking about Charlotte's heel work. And I've talked about Charlotte's heel work ad nauseum for months now. And I don't think I need to keep going. So, yeah, just a good match. Definitely a match for you to go back and watch. Let's go into the next match, which is Brock Lesnar in the porno. Apparently, Brock Lesnar didn't want to wrestle. He wanted to fuck. No pyro on the ring, nothing. Brock came in there humping dudes. Like, I don't know what that was about. And then him and Paul Heyman just left for some reason. I don't know. Sami Zayn and Stardust. No. Just no. No. By the way, let's backtrack a little bit. that whole thing with Brock. What? Sami Zayn and Stardust. I don't. My apologies for bringing up Brock Lesnar. I just wasted about 2 minutes of your time just doing that because it legit nothing to see there. Nothing, just nothing to listen to from me there. You gotta Brock Lesnar just shadow boxing for no reason. Like, what was the reason for Brock shadow box? It didn't lead to Sami Zayn and Stardust. I don't see this right here. See, Sami Zayn. You guys have to feel for Sami Zayn. It's not going to be nothing but a mid-carder. I mean, don't expect much. Don't expect WWE to give a damn about Sami Zayn. No, just don't. Unless Cena comes back and Cena vouches for him and really wants to put him over, which people would absolutely love Cena for if he ever did that. Unless something like that happens, don't expect anything out of Sami Zayn. Just bring your hopes down. I'm telling you now, bring your hopes down. Just don't. Sami Zayn's next match on NXT TakeOver Dallas will be his last best high-profile match. And it's his match with Nakamura. That will be the last time you see Sami Zayn have a good high-profile match. Now, don't get me wrong. He could possibly have good matches on Raw, but that's not high-profile. Don't get me wrong. He could possibly have good mid-card matches on a pay-per-view, but they're not going to mean anything. And again, I will eat crow if I'm wrong here. I highly doubt that I'm wrong. As long as Vince is in charge, expect nothing from Sami Zayn. His last NXT match will be his best match. And that'll be the last time you guys are going to be able to enjoy Sami Zayn as he is. I'm telling you now. Hurts me to say it, but especially with what Vince just said about NXT, especially that, I think it's a reality. He had a match with Stardust in which he won. See, the problem here is you're wrestling Stardust. Everybody knows Stardust is nothing at this point. And you struggle with them. Okay. Tells me all I need to know. Triple H versus Dean Ambrose. Yo! This match right here, though, this is, and I'm including every match that I've ever seen with a Dean Ambrose, seen clips of with Johnny Moxley. This is, I'm so serious, by far, and I'm including the matches with Seth, by far, this is the best one-on-one match that I have ever seen with Dean. And I'm saying it easily. This is better than his matches with Seth. Because we didn't get a Dean that looks like he's never trained in the art of wrestling in his life. We didn't get that Dean. We didn't get a Dean that looks like he doesn't know how to throw a realistic looking punch. We didn't get a Dean in there that's tripping over his own foot or tripping over his own feet and looking clumsy. We didn't get that Dean. We got a Dean that slowed down. We got a Dean that worked the crowd, had the crowd in the palm of his hands, had complete control of the crowd, wrestled a smart match, a well-paced match, a match that made sense, a match that was believable. And with this match set up, this match really wasn't for people to, I personally don't think that this match was for people to think Dean could win the title. Or what I got from this match was, this is a match that is going to put Dean over to a point where it looks believable that he can step in the ring with a Brock Lesnar. And when he has a match with that Brock Lesnar where he's looking good, it'll be believable because he had a match like this. This match just gave him credibility. Tons of credibility because he outsmarted Triple H. Completely outsmarted him. Triple H is a big guy. He's taken Brock to his limit 3 times. Beat him once. Had him screaming in a ring like a bitch in the Hell in a Cell match on another match. Like, this is Triple H, the game. Like, this is the game right here, man. This is God. God. And Dean completely outsmarted him. I don't want to say out wrestled him, but because, you know, that's a whole different can of worms that we don't even need to talk about because that'll take too long. Triple H is I got to say it. Triple H is the master of knowing how to make someone look good and to put them over. Triple H is the Messiah of it. The Messiah. And I say that because he can do it with anyone. He's done it with everyone. Well, let me not say everyone. I'm talking about like later on in his career. He's that guy. And he knows how to get that heat from the crowd. He knows how to work the crowd. He knows how to have a crowd respond in a particular way. And honestly, I'm looking forward to his match with Reigns. I'm looking forward to it. Because Triple H knows how to pull certain things out of people. That fight is going to be a brawl. By the way, it's not going to be any heel turn in that match. It's not going to be no heel turn. Nobody's interfering, no nothing. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to be one-on-one, and we'll get a winner. It's going to be straight and narrow. I'm promising you that now. Straight and narrow at WrestleMania with him and Reigns. So be prepared. And don't just go hating on Reigns just for the sake of hating on Reigns. I think it's going to be a good match. I legit think it's going to be a good match. He has his work cut out for trying to get the crowd behind it, though. He has his work cut out for him. But this match itself here, I've never seen Dean look better. You have the where they're locked up, and then Triple H goes to throw Dean to the ropes, but Dean is holding Triple H by the nose. So I'm guessing that goes along with the nose joke. And that also goes along with, that's a Roddy Piper antic. That's something that Piper would do all the time. And then what Piper would do is he would transition from that. He'll get you down on the ground and he'll pull your face by your nose. That was a Roddy Piper thing. And Dean is doing it like, I got the Piperisms to him. Okay, that's cool. Just an absolutely amazing match. You got the flying elbow from the top rope to the outside, and then Dean's doing the crotch chop, the horizontal crotch chop while laying on the floor, and Triple H just knocked out there. This match was just antics, outsmarting, being able to get under Triple H's skin. Triple H, gets the lead. Dean starts working on his quads just to get back on top. It was just smart. Absolutely smart. And the way Dean loses is he stopped being smart. And he went back to being reckless Dean. And that cost him the match. Once he went back to being reckless Dean, the moment he went back to being reckless Dean, in which he has Triple H on the announce table, and they've been setting up this announce table thing for 3 weeks now, or 2.5 weeks, give or take. They've been setting up this spot. So on Raw, they've been setting up that announce table to foreshadow the finish of this match. Smart booking. Because when they went outside to that announce table, you knew, okay, obviously the ending is going to have something to do with this announce table. But it always brought you back. Look, seeing them do this announce table thing, going outside to the announce table, it brings you back to, they've been using this announce table on Raw. They've been using, I wonder who's going to go. Like, they've always been setting up for this announce table spot. So Dean has him on the announce table. He goes inside to break up the count. Then he's in there waiting. Then he comes back out. I'm thinking he's going to go to the top rope and drop the elbow. Referee stops him. Then he goes outside, goes along the barricade, runs around it, and tries to jump and hit Triple H with the elbow. He misses because Triple H rolls out of the way. Triple H goes in the ring. Dean has to beat the count, gets up and in the ring at 9 and into a pedigree. 1, 2, 3. Smart Dean, great Dean. But again, he got reckless, and that's what cost him the match. Now, here's my thing. WWE is putting themselves in a shithole right now. Because they want... I honestly think now... I think they're making an attempt. They're going to make an attempt to turn Roman Reigns heel. Now I see it. Because at this point, you can't possibly turn Dean heel. You can't. You can't. The dude is nuclear hot right now. And they've booked him that way. They've purposely booked and built this dude to be hot. They're not putting... they're not even putting 30% the effort into Reigns that they're putting into Dean. They're not. They're not putting that effort into Dean, into Reigns at all. Now is the only time I don't see how they would do it. I don't see how they would go about it. But now I say it's now I'm with everybody. And it's only because of the way that they've been booking these two. They have to do it. Let's say that Reigns wins the title. But I don't see how they could get the crowd behind him when they've made Dean as hot as they've made him. The only thing I could see is them doing this as a plan to turn Reigns heel. That's the only thing I see. Is that they're setting up Dean this way, getting him real hot, so when Reigns turns, it's going to be nuclear. Otherwise, I just don't see how you could keep him face. Because then you'll have a champion that's in the shadow of someone else. You'll have a champion that's in the shadow of his little brother. You'll have Bret Hart being in the shadow of Owen Hart. That doesn't work. It doesn't work. Somebody has to be the heel. Somebody has to be the heel. And then the question is, what happens when Seth returns? So they are in a big dilemma, and I don't think they have enough time to figure this one out. Again, I'm hoping Triple H keeps the title past Mania. Right now, I got to see how the rest of these weeks pan out, because right now, for the first time, I ain't got the answers. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I really don't know what's going on. They got me confused. It's kind of hard to confuse me. They got me confused. They got me confused. So let me see what you guys think. I'm looking at the chat now, finally. Finally looking at the chat. I just wanted to make sure that I went through the entire review without being interrupted by, getting sidetracked or anything. Triple H losing that match. I mean, yeah, but I would rather Triple H win. I would rather, because right now, I just don't understand what the fuck they're thinking. I don't understand what they're thinking. I just don't get it. I don't know what they're doing. All right, I am gonna go because I got a lot of freaking work on these videos I got to do. Still got a backlog of videos I need to upload. So yeah, I will catch you guys later. For those of you who are here just for my wrestling stuff, I will see you guys Monday night. And for those of you who are here for my Madden stuff, you'll have some more uploads tomorrow. You guys have a good night. Oh shit, do we rate anybody? I don't feel like looking.